All right, everybody. I wanted to show you this video. I skipped over a little bit of it because the first part's not really necessary. They don't really go into the important stuff then. They just start talking about a few things, but nothing important. You could I'll leave a link in the description so you can check this out for yourself. But I had ordered myself a some copper compression clothing. It was both a top and some bottoms. I haven't gotten it yet. It's still in being delivered. But thing about this though, I checked back on the store to see if they were still selling it, and they took it off the market immediately. They took it off of the market. I checked it on Amazon. They said unavailable. Can't they're not even aware if the seller is still selling this or not. Like they don't even know. So here's the deal. This is the second time I've seen this happen, and the last time I've seen this happen was something that Vulcan had showed and shared with everyone. There was apparently was a really good thing to help everybody out, apparently, and it was that USB driver, but they took it off of Amazon, so it's no longer for sale for that price. But when I went over to the website where it's at, they wanted like $800 fucking dollars for it. I'm like, what the fuck? But at the same time I was looking at it, I was literally getting heavy hits by the directed energy weapons. Like, they did not want me on that page. They didn't want me looking into that. Like really, like the fact that they were doing that means that that must actually be doing something. I'm not recommending people to spend no $800 for that. No, no one should have to do that, man. Not for that much protection, because there's a lot of, you got to be careful. There's a lot of scams out there and whatnot. But it's just the stuff what the copper compression does. If you've seen some of my older videos, you would have noticed that I was talking about how copper fabric blocks 5G symptoms, and it does. This is a line of clothing that already has the copper built in, and and you're gonna see just now of what they are just demonstrating as to what it does.
Really cool. But wait, there's much more to it than that. Compression technology was introduced in the 1960s and has been widely used in the medical world ever since. Originally, compression wear was used as an aid to providing better blood circulation from the body extremities, essentially helping the muscles push blood against gravity back to the heart. This increased blood circulation was found to originally have many benefits, including reduced blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, other vein and blood circulation disorders, such as varicose veins.
Okay, said to let it play, just so no copyright is shown. The content does belong to the channel that's on the display here that you can see. So now I'm gonna go over to the full screen, so you'll be able to see a lot better.
And spider veins. Today, new advanced studies have shown even more potential medical benefits of compression, including increased oxygenation to the muscles, reduced muscle swelling, reduced muscle aches and joint pain, increased muscle support during activity, resulting in reduced muscle vibration damage, faster muscle repair and recovery, quicker warm-up during activities, aiding in injury prevention. There are also many physical benefits of using compression sleeves. These benefits include increased UV protection, reduced athletic turf burns, cuts, and abrasion.
Now let me stop it there for a minute. Increased UV protection, UV rays. That's getting awfully close to radiation. That's getting awfully close to radiation. I've noticed that UV is used a lot with the word radiation a lot, so that's pretty much what I'm bringing forth here. But let's continue.
Many sleeves, including the ones from Be Driven Sports, are also moisture wicking, which helps keep you cooler during high heat activities and aiding in keeping muscles warm during cold weather activities. Whether you're throwing a baseball, bowling, or gardening, there's nothing worse than trying to perform at your best when you are stiff, tight, sore, achy, and your arm feels like it's going to fall off. And if you are an athlete, you are much more prone to injury during these times as well. The bottom line is that compression sleeves will not help you throw a baseball 100 miles per hour or weed a garden faster. And while the advantages of compression sleeves can vary from person to person, many people feel better quicker, recover faster, and are ready to compete sooner. For all your compression sleeve needs, check out Be Driven Sports. They have one of the largest selection of compression sleeves in the.
Okay, I'm gonna end it there. I just wanted people to see that little demonstration vid, so they'll have a better understanding as to what copper compression based clothing does. I'm not gonna kid you around. They charge a pretty penny for this stuff. Um, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do some tests today as soon as I get it, just to see how it works and whatnot. Give an update after that. But the fact that they would take it off the market, that it's a copper compressed clothing, meaning that it's something that already has like copper built in. Clothing that already, it's like not just have it built in, but like bulked up in there, but enough to where like you have free movement, you know. Um, as far as anything else besides that goes, I highly definitely urge people to definitely start looking for means to getting off the grid because it's either fight this or get off the grid, but at the same time, like it's not that it's not enough people are waking up. It's just the fact that it's just not enough people really doing anything. You know, people are still just doing the usual thing. You know, I mean, even when I go out, like I help spread awareness. I truly do. I'm not gonna go too far into details, but we already know what I go out and help spread awareness about. Do the gang stalkers like it? Of course not. I tell you though, man, this technology is so evil though, you know? It'll force somebody to do something in order to get other people to turn though in order to turn others against that person, right? And it's crazy because like if you were to start resisting the influence of the technology, they're just gonna keep beaming and beaming and beaming constantly and continuously. It's gonna keep it's just constant doses of manipulation after another, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop until it either triggers a reaction, an act of submission, or the desired reaction that it wants. You know, and I'm not joking when I say that this technology is dangerous. That they're using, man, it really is dangerous. The perps, I can't say every one of them are aware, but there definitely are some close enough to are aware who knows what this is going down. But the majority of them don't know the full reality of this. They're just people being paid off, telling, well, like this guy's bad news. You see, they're just feeding them the information that they want them to see, not telling them the full story of the whole scenario that they don't want them to see. And that's how their operation works. The whole point is to get a person unconditionally on their side. That's how the game works, man. That's how it works. And they will manipulate someone into doing something they don't want to be doing to do it. All as an attempt to destroy that person's life. And this could be stemmed from the whole something as small as, well, they just don't like this person. There are some really petty and really psychopathic individuals in possession of this technology that are doing things that they should not be doing. And because of this, they have victimized millions of people with this. I don't know what the future holds because so many things could happen. So many things. But I do know that it is, I mean, God, the Most High, definitely is looking out for us. Definitely. But at the same time, things are not just going to be handed to us. Not unless we fight, or it's either fight or work. And when I mean by work, I don't mean waiting for the system to get until it gives you permission or gives you trinkets just to get by or just to do something to survive. No, I'm talking about getting up, gathering supplies, rebuilding, deconstruction from the system, discard the system, build your own damn home so you don't got to pay no fucking rent. Grow your own damn food on your property that you claimed it's your land that nobody can just waltz in and take from you, that you will fight for to protect. And the people who live by you will do the same. I believe I speak for all fellow TIs out there that every day of our lives is a damn struggle. Every day. Every day. You can't go outside as a target individual and not be bombarded with strangers doing very inappropriate things, from very odd things and stuff like that, stuff to get your attention, stuff that could literally capture your attention to put you more and more in the victim stasis of this weapon that they're using on you. And then I look at many different footages that a lot of targeted individuals post online, and I'm just like, you know something? We can't coexist with the people who are doing this kind of shit, who are just that submissive to the system. We can't. Because what's gonna happen is they're so far full of it that they're willing to sell their lives and soul just for a quick buck, just for a few favors, a few privileges, a few trinkets here and there. But this still involves them to being dependent on the system. The corruptive assholes have already shown that they can that they went as far as turning certain things of the system off. And despite us speaking out, my question is this: why hasn't this stopped yet? Why aren't things already opened up by now? Why is it that targeted individuals have to be targeted? What is it up with that? Why is it that we can't just be left alone, grow up, and just live our lives? Why in the hell do we have to be bothered and tormented since our childhood and then be fucked with at an older age? What is up with that? Why is that? You know? I'm just curious, because like what I don't get, like, how in the heck could someone be so hateful as to do shit like this? And when I say like they are desperate to destroy you, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I have seen evil. I have seen true evil for what it is. That goes for the people using these weapons. That goes for the perps working with them. That goes for the people who are dealing in nickel and diming all of these people out through these streets to support this corruptive tyranny. I have a saying, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it proud. You don't have to pay somebody if you can just control them. The 5G is out there, and they've already been spraying people with smart dust, which they claim is technically vapor trails. It's not vapor trails, it's chemtrails. The chemtrails is containing smart dust. The smart dust is nanotechnology. The nanotechnology is the stuff that's basically laced with the Morgellons disease. The Morgellons disease is a type of fungus that is growing not just throughout the water, not just throughout the flooring outside, not just on your concrete, on your grass, on your lawn, on your house, but whenever you walk outside, you bring that inside, which is laced on your feet. It's invisible to the naked eye, but it is there. They do this every day. They do this every week, every month, every year. You cannot go outside without seeing a vape trail. This is stuff that you're breathing in. This is stuff that your skin is touching. Remember, your skin is an organ that is absorbing this stuff. That is not healthy for your body. You want to know more about this? Go ahead and check out my main channel, MMSTI Strategy Guide. You could look down farther down onto one of the videos. I do have a link leading you directly there. And if this wasn't a problem, right? If it wasn't a big fucking deal, why are they going so far as to censor information? Why is that? Why is it that they go as far as to hack? Why is that? Why is it the minute you distribute some evidence dive bomb evidence of which they already, which YouTube is already fucking with you anyway. Because if you weren't aware, YouTube works for Google. Google is also in line with this 5G bullshit, which is also in line with the Chinese because of the facial recognition technology, as well as motherfucking Bill Gates. Again, Google's your enemy. Not just Google, but fucking Bing. Any of these, fucking Bing, Facebook, fucking all of these things, man. A lot of these things. Much more. Twitter, so much more. So much more. A lot of those digital platforms are capturing data of a lot of data for AI. It isn't just targeted individuals. The fact that they would do this to everybody shows that they are collecting data for AI technology from everyone, not just adults, but your kids, your grandparents, much more, man. Much more. Downgrading is definitely the best option because at least with that, you get out of the grid. I'm not saying they can't still hit you with these weapons, but I believe that there is a way to either repel or reflect radiation instead of just shielding from it. I believe there is a way to repel and reflect it, and by damn it, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna do some research and I'm gonna find a method to do it because it seems that everything that they do always goes with radiation. Everything along with these weapons, everything along with this technology, it all depends on radiation. So something has to be able to repel radiation, you know? I can name off a few things that I know that can detox a person from radiation. I already know aloe vera plants absorb radiation. I already know seaweed detoxifies effects of radiation that absorbs into the body. I know this. And I know that the cell phones are projecting radiation out onto the body. Unhealthy effects of radiation. This is something that people and trust me, they made the phones addictive for a reason. That is why they want that radiation to be constantly going into your head. They want it to be on your body constantly. You're not just surrounded by your smart televisions, because that does it too. Which is why they've been desperately trying to get people back on the TVs with the cable. Because if you aren't aware, the cable company are aligned with the government, who puts subliminal messaging through the cables company. So the cable company was also corruptive too. If you're wondering what the subliminal messaging is in the programming, the programming is the flashing lights that are invisible to the naked eye, playing through your TV screen. That's what that is. The subliminal messaging are the hints and signs of what the Illuminati is doing to the TV screen, through the which we will find in your Saturday morning cartoons and whatnot, or your weekday cartoons. Not just them, but in regular shows, through music, media, all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of stuff. So people need to be mindful that when you let your children watch cartoons in this time of age, especially time of ages from the past, you are exposing them to a possible threat of subliminal messaging. Because, and you can get a document of this at the CIA is actually, and yes, this is open to the public. If you haven't seen the Shadows vid that I recommended that was on Oliver's channel, they talk about that and how you could literally legally get a document without any trouble at all that shows this. This is something going through the television on a daily basis. You think some of these gang stalkers don't know about this shit? They do. The ones who are way too far deep in, they know about this. But the thing is, they're too dependent upon the system. And you want to know the catch 22 about that? The system knows every fucking thing about them too. So you see, that's how the organization works. It fucks with them to a point to where they got no choice but to work for it. Otherwise, they're cut off. They're too addicted to the system, man. They're too addicted. They can't survive without that shit. Every day, when it comes to these perps and these gang stalkers, the main thing they're looking for is what? The system. That's where they're going to for their checks. That's where they're going to for their livelihood. But what's going to happen when the system fails them? What's going to happen when they say, oh, well, like, we don't want to hand you no more money. We don't need you anymore. We don't want to pay you no more. And the fact that they get it in their heads, thinking that that's not a possibility. Well, who really is the fool? Because I know it isn't me. I've already learned not to depend on the system. I'll use it for as long as I can, or if I can. But I'm not going to make it the foundation of my life. No. If the system is to a point to where I already know it's going to be unusable at a certain amount of time, the only thing that's on my schedule is to just buy some time, prep, gather supplies, gather the necessities, go off grid, gather the necessary skills before going off grid, and then proceed to building and foraging and making something instead of depending on something to just be handed to me. That's like being a child that has to that's like being a fucking child that has to ask permission for something just to get something by, being dependent on the system. They want you to be dependent on the system. They don't want you to abandon and say, fuck this, moving on, I'm done. They don't want you in that kind of mindset. Understand the system is put in place to control you. That's what it's there for. That's what it's all about. They will purposely fuck with it to gain that sense of control. See how they fucking with the processing plants of all the food distributions? Well, not the distributions, but the farmers and whatnot. Aren't those farmers not talking out about what's going on? And by the way, I do still need to make that compilation video. I was meaning to do it yesterday, but I will do it first thing today, after this video, actually, because that definitely needs to be done. And I highly recommend everybody to share that one when I upload it. But man, like that, I'm just seeing this for what it is, man. And I'm just like, something. I don't think the people from in the past would take shit from assholes like this. They wouldn't even know. The whole mindset that I got is when I see someone trying to dangle something that would be very useful to me, that could really be like a life changer or whatever. When I see that shit, I already see what that is. That's baiting. You know what I do? I turn around, I walk away. Turn around, I walk away. I don't play the game. I don't play the system. I don't play with the system. I leave it behind. I move on. And I don't look to try to get permission to get my own damn home. I go out and I build my own damn home. I ain't got to worry about no asshole looking for no damn rent every damn month. No. I don't have to worry about paying no bills. No. If it came to me and the family that I was raising, I supply, I go out and I gather stuff and I provide for my family. Not worrying about a system to help me provide for the family. No. And you see, that's what people are misinterpreting when it comes to the whole philosophy of what it takes to really be a man. They'll say, well, like, oh, you ain't got no job and shit like that. That having a job doesn't make you a man. It gives you opportunities to do certain things, but there's skills out there for you to be able to do the same damn thing without its intervention. You don't need to go to a damn grocery store for food if you can grow your own food. You don't need to go to a grocery store for food if you can go out, hunt, and catch your own food. You don't have to look for and try to get a mortgage and pay that crap off. You don't have to try to get loans to pay stuff off when you can just literally build up your own damn home. The only thing that's in the way of you being willing to be able to do that is the lack of will to do it. You have the willpower. You just need to find the inspiration to use it. And you see, that's the whole key thing about this. They have constructed and manipulated the people for so long that they have twisted your sense of morality in the way to where it's more dependent than independent. An independent person is someone that goes out, strives, and literally prevails without dependency. And the only thing that is a dependency are the skills that they have learned over the years. Because it's those same skills, those same techniques that they have learned to use, to utilize in order to survive. I don't want to ramble too much, so I think we're going to go ahead and end this video here. But I can speak the truth many different times, but in the end, people are going to have to be willing to accept the reality for what it is, you know, and not be so obsessive with the system, because the system, please understand that the system is there to control you, not to benefit you. It may throw some help your way here and there, but its main objective is for control. I hope everyone sees that. This is MM. I'm over and out.